July 30, 2020. In dreams, I saw a street in a city. I was standing in front of it, and I began to see how many people were running from right to left. They were running, fleeing from something, but I didn't know what it was. I only saw their faces full of fear. Then I began to see a strong wind of a great storm, which began to break loose, and many big things, like trees, branches, objects, that were flying behind these people, and these were carried by that strong wind. At that moment, my husband told me, "Let's enter into this house, and we will be safe here." So we entered into that house. This house had a big wall in front, and inside the house there was a stair through which you could go up to this wall. So I went up the stairs, and I saw from on top that at the end of the staircase there were some little flower pots, small clay pots, with some flowers and some little animals. I saw that the flowers had stems that were brittle. They were fragile flowers, and some little animals that I easily touched, and they moved. And I was surprised that being so windy outside, these were not affected by the wind. Soon then I remembered to look down at what was going on, and I began to see. And I was amazed because I saw that the wind was attacking even more forcefully, and that the people were no longer walking, but their feet were already in the air, because this was dragging them with great force. All of them were terrified, and things which also flew with the wind whipped them. So at that moment, trying to see how I could help, I went down the stairs of the wall and reached the others who were inside. So there they were too, seeing what could be done, because a very loud noise could be heard outside. Many voices of people shouting because of the great storm that swept away everything in its path. At that moment, I looked at a wall that was in that house that was walled in, and I saw a rope on it. It was a very white rope. It was so white that it was close to shining. It was thick like boat rope, and it was long. So I went to it and took it as I could and tied it to a post that was next to a wall. So I begged my husband. I said, "Take it, open the door and throw it down to see if we can help someone." Then my husband opened the door and with great force threw the rope. I ran up the stairs again to that great wall and told everyone, "Please hold on to the rope." But many told me, "It is also carried away by the wind. How can we cling to it and not be carried away?" I told them, "The rope is anchored. Please take it. Please don't wait to move past it and leave it behind." Unfortunately, only a few, very few, grabbed it and began to walk with great difficulty. I saw their face and hair, their clothes, being whipped by the wind, but they fought until they reached the door. There they entered, and I ran again up the stairs, and with a loud voice I told them, "Please grab the rope, grab the rope." There all those who were able to enter were safe, and I told them, "Please come up to the wall with me, and we're going to shout to see if among all of us they can hear us better and pay attention to us." But no one wanted to go up with me to shout out of those who had entered and had been saved from that great wind. They answered me, "No, we're afraid. We don't want to go out again. We want to stay here. If we go out and see the light of the day, the wind will blow us away again. Then we don't want. Please, leave us here." My husband comforted them. He spoke to them about the things of the Lord. Two other sisters who were there also comforted them, and I told them, "No, don't worry. There is no wind here. Not even the flowers. Look at these delicate flowers. Not even they moved, but they did not want to go up. I kept insisting with the others so that they would hold on to the rope, but no one else dared to grab it. I went down from the wall by the stairs towards the house, and we stayed there until we no longer heard anything outside. We opened the door, which remained ajar because the rope was still there through it. The rope did not move. Everything was already calm. I looked outside. Everything was desolate, and absolutely nothing could be seen. We entered the rope, closed the door. There, I woke up, and they dictated to me Ezekiel chapter 4. Beloved, what a sadness to be able to give voices and that it is not being heard. God grant that we be able to understand what the Eternal wants to tell us in this hour. May the Lord bless all his children on the wide face of the earth.